In this comparative study, I will be exploring the film genre of science fiction and how it allows us to explore philosophical questions by comparing and contrasting Ridley Scott's 1982 film Blade Runner and Jaco von Dormael's 2009 film Mr. Nobody. These two particular films are worthy of study because they both utilize the science fiction genre to explore the philosophy of human identity and existence through the depiction of a protagonist with an enigmatic and ambiguous sense of self. Ridley Scott's 1982 film Blade Runner is set in dystopian Los Angeles in the year 2019 and depicts Rick Deckard, a retired cop from a Blade Runner task force who is put on a mission to hunt down and kill 4 rogue replicants. As his mission progresses, Deckard is faced with doubts about his own nature and identity and starts questioning whether he himself is human at all. Jaco von Dormael's 2009 film Mr. Nobody depicts a 118-year-old Nemo Nobody who, after the human race has achieved quasi-immortality, remains the last mortal person on Earth. Leading up to his death, Nemo recalls and narrates the plethora of different lives he had lived in alternate timelines due to his ability to foresee the future. Science fiction is, as the name suggests, a genre of speculative fiction that primarily revolves around scientific themes such as space travel, as seen in Interstellar, 2001 A Space Odyssey, and Sunshine, time travel, as seen in Kimi no Na wa, Back to the Future 2, and Dark, future societal structures, for instance a dystopia, as seen in The Hunger Games, The Lobster, and Westworld, extraterrestrial life, as seen in Arrival, Alien, and Life, and highly advanced human abilities, as depicted in Stranger Things, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and Akira, and how these particular themes impact society or the individual. The genre has been around for centuries, but the term science fiction was coined and popularized by writer Hugo Gernsback in the 1920s. Gernsback is often nicknamed the father of science fiction, alongside H.G. Wells, writer of The War of the Worlds, and Jules Verne, writer of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, whose protagonist, funnily enough, shares the same name as the protagonist of Mr. Nobody, Nemo. Blade Runner's dystopia is a polluted, overpopulated, neon-lit cityscape, with the dominant culture primarily being influenced by East Asia. This setting reflects the socio-political context of the 1980s as it represents the white American middle class's fear of globalization, immigration, and the loss of the American way of life. Furthermore, Blade Runner's economic context reflects a world governed by consumerism and capitalism. Billboards and advertisement dominate the cityscape, and enterprises like the Tyrell Corporation reside in massive pyramids that loom over the city, symbolizing our near godlike power in comparison to the dirt-poor lower classes. Mr. Nobody's world consists of both a present-day society and a near-future dystopia, as the narrative switches back and forth from Nemo's past to his present. When linked to Nemo's past, a time before quasi-immortality, the socio-economic context reflects the age-old human fear of quote-unquote not living correctly, showcasing the tug-of-war between wanting to pursue happiness and wanting to pursue financial success. However, in Nemo's present, humanity has achieved immortality, and as a result, sexual reproduction has become obsolete, meaning romance and love are no longer necessary for humans to uphold their own existence. Thus, we can assume the citizens of Mr. Nobody's dystopia have a lesser degree of bonding amongst themselves, meaning there is no struggle for people to choose between love or success, which is evident from the amusement and consumption-oriented society depicted in the film. Though their persona and objectives differ significantly, Rick Deckard and Nemo Nobody share similarities regarding their identity, namely the effect love and memory have on the development of said identity. First and foremost, memory. Memory is a central component of the human mind, considering that it is virtually inseparable from the other cognitive processes such as reasoning, perceiving, speaking, and problem-solving. There are innumerable philosophical approaches to the matter, ergo I will primarily be referring to Lockean memory theory within this analysis to simplify things. Lockean memory theory, first published in an essay concerning human understanding in 1689, in a nutshell suggests that all people are born as a blank slate, and that throughout life, experience shapes the identity. In Blade Runner, memory is used as a device to control the replicants. This is first revealed during Deckard's encounter with Eldon Tyrell, corporate head of the Tyrell Corporation, and Rachel, a replicant who is unaware of her true nature.
The reading a magazine, you come across a full-page nude photo of a girl.
Is this testing whether I'm a replicant or a lesbian, Mr. Deckard?
Just answer the questions, please.
Tyrell discloses to Deckard that synthetic memories are implanted in the replicants to provide a buffer for any existential dread that might arise when they develop true sentience.
If we gift them with the past, we create a cushion or pillow for their emotions, and consequently we can control them better.
Memories. You're talking about memories.
This catalyzes Deckard's doubt towards his own nature, as he begins noticing a recurring dream he has about a unicorn galloping through a meadow. At the film's close, Deckard, who is about to elope with Rachel, finds a small origami unicorn on his doorstep, fabricated by Deckard's fellow LAPD officer Gaff, who is shown folding origami figures earlier in the film. This, in turn, confirms Deckard's doubt, as he is never seen talking about the dream to anyone, indicating that it was an implanted memory. In Mr. Nobody, aside from illustrating the impact of choice, memory is used as a device to demonstrate how identity is shaped through experience. Nemo, due to his semi-omniscience, is a mystery to the people of the future, as they are unable to rationalize his existence, and in effect grant him no identity.
We don't know who Mr. Nobody is. Neither does he. Our patient's memories are confused. But it is not unusual at a certain stage of illness for very old memories to re-emerge in great detail.
This, in turn, challenges the idea of disenchantment. The term disenchantment in social sciences refers to the mass rationalization of the world around us in modern society. It prioritizes scientific explanation over quote-unquote religious explanation, and thus, things we are unable to rationalize or compartmentalize are often ignored or merely theorized about. Memory in Mr. Nobody provides the audience with the idea that some things are not capable of being explained rationally, but that this doesn't necessarily mean that they are untrue or unreal. Secondly, love. In Blade Runner, love is used as proof to the audience of the replicants' humanity. Early on in the film, replicants are stated to be void of emotion and can easily be identified through a void-comp test, an empathy test designed to delineate humans from replicants.
You're watching television. Suddenly you realize there's a wasp crawling on your arm.
I'd kill it.
This statement, however, turns out to be false, as the replicants are shown to be capable of feeling love, evident from Roy Batty's anger and mourning after Deckard kills his lover Pris, and from Deckard and Rachel's decision to escape Los Angeles so they can be together. Replicants do possess empathy, as they are capable of feeling love, which poses the question of whether there are any true differences between humans and replicants. In Mr. Nobody, Nemo is depicted as having 3 different love interests: Jean, Anna, and Elise.
You don't know me, Nemo. You've never really looked at me.
You're the first and last person I'll ever love.
What is wrong with me?
Whom each demonstrate a different type of love, or the lack thereof. Each has a primary color assigned to their character, which provides further depth to their role in Nemo's life. Jean, associated with the color yellow, represents wealth and success. Anna, associated with the color red, represents passionate love and sexuality. Elise, associated with the color blue, represents instability and sadness. Though Nemo's relationship with Jean and Elise was less stable and loving than his relationship with Anna, he claims each relationship to have been equally right for him. To summarize, science fiction allows us to ponder abstract concepts like identity, memory, and love by providing the film with a cushion of fiction, such as the utilization of fantastical elements like replicants or omniscience within a human. It allows for complex questions to be explicated using aesthetics and humor, for the audience to dissect in bite-sized pieces. It allows for us to ponder upon the reason for our being here, why we love, why we remember, but for now, let it be just that, pondering. Let us not get lost in the compartmentalization, the rationalization of magic and mystery. Let us enjoy that for now we can still use fiction to dream about the answers we don't have. To quote Robert Frost, "The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep."